Hello friends, welcome to Video Club channel. Antoine Griezmann, French pronunciation, Antoine Griezmann, born March 21, 1991, is a French professional footballer who plays as a forward for La Liga club Atlético Madrid and the France national team. A versatile player, Griezmann is known for his attacking, passing, and supportive defense, and has played as an attacking midfielder, winger, and striker in his career. Griezmann began his senior club career with Real Sociedad, winning the Segunda Division in his first season. In 2014, he joined Atlético Madrid for a then club record €30 million and won the UEFA Europa League, the UEFA Super Cup, the Supercopa de España, and La Liga Best Player. He was nominated for the Ballon d'Or and Best FIFA Men's Player in 2016 and 2018 5-6 in 2019. Griezmann was the subject of a record association football transfer when signed for rivals Barcelona in a transfer worth €120 million, becoming the fifth most expensive player of all time. There, he won a Copa del Rey, before returning to Atlético Madrid on loan in 2021, and became the club's third highest all-time top goal scorer. At international level, Griezmann won the 2010 UEFA European Under-19 Championship and made his senior debut for France in 2014 at age 22. He has since earned over 100 caps, ranking as France's sixth most capped player, and with over 40 goals scored, he is also the nation's third highest all-time top goal scorer. He finished as top goal scorer and was player of the tournament as France finished runner-up at UEFA Euro 2016, and won the Silver Boot as the second highest goal scorer as France won the 2018 FIFA World Cup. He won the Bronze Ball as the tournament's third best player, and was also named man of the match in the final. Griezmann was born in the commune of Macon in the department of Saône-et-Loire. His father Alain, a town councillor, is of a family who originated from Munster, Germany. 1011 His surname was originally spelled as Griezmann, before changing to Griezmann for social purposes. 12 His mother Isabel, a former hospital staff member supervising the cleaning team, is of Portuguese descent, and her father Amaro Lopes was a Portuguese footballer for Paços de Ferreira. 9 Amaro Lopes came to France with his wife Carolina to work in construction in 1957, where Isabel was born, and died in 1992 when his grandson was an infant. 9 As a child, Griezmann often spent his holidays in Paços de Ferreira, Portugal. 9 Griezmann began his career playing for hometown club Macon. 13 While there, he embarked on several trials with professional clubs in order to earn a spot in one of their youth academies, but was rejected because clubs questioned his size and lightweight frame. 13 In 2005, while on trial with Montpellier, Griezmann played in a friendly match against the youth academy of Paris Saint-Germain in Paris, and impressed several clubs, notably Spanish club Real Sociedad, whose scouts were attending the event. Following the match, the club's officials offered Griezmann a one-week trial in San Sebastián, which he accepted. He was later offered a second-week stay at the club. The club then contacted his parents and formally offered the player a youth contract. Griezmann's parents were initially reluctant to have their son move to Spain, but allowed him to make the move after positive reassurances. 13-14 Because Griezmann spent time at youth level in a Basque club, he is potentially available to play for Athletic Bilbao, in spite of being born and growing up in the non-Basque areas of France. 15-16-17 When he first arrived at Real Sociedad, Griezmann lodged with the club's French scout while attending school across the border in Bayonne, training in the evenings at the club's headquarters in San Sebastián. 13 It took him time to break into Real Sociedad's first team, but after 4 years in the club's youth system he made his debut, called up by Martín Lazarte for Real Sociedad's 2009-10 pre-season campaign. In the pre-season, he scored 5 goals in 4 appearances, and an injury to the team's regular left winger led to Lazarte selecting him for the start of the season, unusually for a youth graduate, bypassing the reserve team altogether. 13 On September 2, 2009, Griezmann made his competitive debut in the team's Copa del Rey match against Rayo Vallecano, appearing as a substitute in the 77th minute of a 2-0 defeat. 4 days later, he made his league debut appearing as a substitute against Real Murcia. On September 27, he made his first professional start and also scored his first professional goal against Huesca in a 2-0 win. 2 weeks later, Griezmann scored his second goal of the campaign in a 2-0 win over Salamanca. In November 2009, he scored goals in back-to-back matches against Hercules and Recreativo de Huelva. The goal against the latter club was the only goal of the match. Griezmann appeared consistently in the team for the rest of the season, scoring 2 more goals. In wins over Cádiz and Numancia, as Real Sociedad earned promotion to La Liga for the 2010-11 season as league winners 23-24-25. On April 8, 2010, Griezmann signed his first professional contract, agreeing to a 5-year deal with the club until 2015 with a release clause of €30 million. Prior to signing the contract, he drew considerable interest from Ligue 1 clubs Lyon, Saint-Étienne, and Auxerre. Griezmann made his debut in the Spanish First Division on August 29, 2010, in the season's first match. In a post-game interview, he described the occasion as fulfilling his childhood dream. 28 In the team's first match after the September international break, Griezmann assisted on the equalizing goal scored by Raúl Tamayo against Real Madrid. Madrid later won the match 2-1 following a goal from Cristiano Ronaldo. 29 On October 25, Griezmann scored his first goal in the league in a 3-0 victory over Deportivo de La Coruña. He celebrated the goal by pretending to drive a truck that was parked near the field. 31 A week later, Griezmann scored the opening goal in a 2-1 win over Malaga. 32 In November 2010, Griezmann scored the only goal in the team's 2-1 loss to Hercules. 33 In the team's second match of the new year, he netted the second goal in the team's 4-0 victory over Getafe. 34 After going scoreless in the next 9 matches, Griezmann returned to his scoring form in March, netting the only goal for T. Surayurden in the team's 2-1 defeat to Racing Santander. After sitting out the first league match of the 2011-12 campaign, in Griezmann's first competitive match of the season against the defending champions Barcelona 2 weeks later, he scored the equalizing goal in a 2-2 draw. 36. In the final league game of the 2012-13 campaign, he scored the only goal of the game against Deportivo de La Coruña, securing qualification for the UEFA Champions League for the first time since 2003-04, while also relegating Deportivo. 37. At the start of the following season, Griezmann scored on a volley against Lyon in his home nation of France, which helped Real Sociedad qualify for the Champions League group stage, 4-0 on aggregate. 38 Another important goal was also on a volley, this time against Athletic Bilbao in a Basque Derby League match at Anoeta Stadium in January 2014, which ended in a 2-0 victory for Real. 39. On July 28, 2014, Atletico Madrid reached an agreement with Real Sociedad for the transfer of Griezmann, for a fee believed to be close to his €30 million, £24 million, buyout clause. 41 He passed the medical examination the same day and signed a 6-year contract on July 29. Griezmann made his competitive debut in the first leg of the 2014 Supercopa de España on August 19, a 1-1 draw away to Real Madrid, replacing Saul after 57 minutes. 44 On September 17, he scored his first goal for the club, in a Champions League group stage match against Olympiacos, in a game which Atletico eventually lost 3-2. 45 Griezmann netted a brace, his first league goals for the club, in a 4-2 win over Cordoba on 1 November. 46 On December 21, 2014, he scored his first La Liga hat-trick as Atletico won 4-1 at Athletic Bilbao. Having trailed at halftime 47, he was the La Liga Player of the Month for January 2015 despite appearing in only 3 of Atletico's 5 matches. 48. On April 7, 2015, Griezmann scored the second in a 2-0 home victory over Real Sociedad. Out of respect to his formative club, The celebrations were minimal. 52 weeks later he scored a brace against Elche in a 3-0 home win, bringing him to a total of 22 goals in the league season, overtaking Karim Benzema for the highest total by a French player in a single Spanish top division campaign. 51 He finished the season with 22 goals in 37 games, and was selected as the only Atletico player and one of 3 forwards in the Team of the Year at the LFP Awards, alongside Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. 52 On August 22, 2015, Griezmann scored the only goal as Atletico began the season with a home victory over promoted Las Palmas. 53 He scored both of the goals on September 15, as they won at Galatasaray in the Champions League group stage. 54 A week later, he repeated the feat to defeat local neighbors Getafe and put Atletico on top of the league. 55 On October 18, in his return to Real Sociedad, Griezmann chipped goalkeeper Geronimo Rulli in the 9th minute of a 2-0 away win. As in the fixture 6 months earlier, he did not celebrate the goal. 56 On February 27, 2016, Griezmann scored the only goal as Atletico won away to Real Madrid. 57 On April 13, he scored both goals in a 2-0 quarter-final second leg win at the Vicente Calderón Stadium that knocked holders Barcelona out of the Champions League. 58 On May 3, he scored the decisive away goal against Bayern Munich in the semi-final second leg at the Allianz Arena to send Atletico to the final. 59 Griezmann hit the crossbar with a penalty 2 minutes into the second half with his team trailing 1-0 against Real Madrid in the Champions League final at Milan San Siro on May 28. He scored in the penalty shootout after the match had ended 1-1 after extra time, but Atletico ultimately lost 5-3. On June 23, 2016, Griezmann signed a new contract with Atletico, which would keep him at the club until 2021. Citation needed. On November 1, 2016, Griezmann scored both of Atletico's goals, with his second in the 93rd minute, in their 2-1 home win against Rostov in a 2016-17 Champions League Group D match, in which he was voted the player of the match, to enable Atletico to progress to the round of 16 with 2 matches to spare. 61-62 On April 22, 2017, he scored the only goal of a win at RCD Espanyol, thus becoming the second Frenchman after Karim Benzema to score 100 La Liga goals, which he did in 247 games. 63 After another trophyless season, and amid speculation that he could leave Atletico for Manchester United after the conclusion of the 2016-17 season, he extended his contract at the club by 1 year in June 2017, after learning that Atletico was given a transfer ban and that it could not sign a replacement. 64-65 His reported release price was also raised to €100 million, £87 million. On August 19, 2017, Griezmann earned his first red card during a draw against Girona and received a 2-match ban. He was initially booked for diving in the penalty box, then his reaction of using foul language toward the referee earned him a second booking. 66 He was named La Liga Player of the Month for February 2018 after registering 8 goals and 2 assists during the period, including scoring 7 in 4 days, a hat-trick against Sevilla and 4 against Leganés. 67 His second in the 4-0 win against the latter was his 100th goal for Atletico, becoming only the 3rd player of the 21st century to do so, after Sergio Aguero and Fernando Torres. 68 He scored in the first leg of the 2017-18 UEFA Europa League semi-final away to Arsenal and assisted Diego Costa for the only goal in the return, contributing to Atleti's 2-1 aggregate victory and progression to the final, held in Lyon and against French opposition in Marseille. 69 He then scored twice in the final as his club claimed the trophy for the 3rd time in 9 years. 70 After months of speculation linking him with a €100 million, £88 million, move to Barcelona, which came after Atletico reported Barcelona to FIFA over an alleged illegal approach for Griezmann in December 2017. 71 Griezmann signed a contract extension with Atletico on June 19, 2018 until 2023. This came days after he rejected a move to the Camp Nou. 72-73. He wrote a message to Atletico on social media: "My fans, my team, my home," in Spanish, French, and English, along with a video in which he is seen walking around Madrid. 73. On August 15, Griezmann started in Atletico's 4-2 extra-time win over Real Madrid in the 2018 UEFA Super Cup in Tallinn. 74. On match day 2 of the Champions League, Griezmann scored a goal in both halves to give his team a 3-1 home win over Belgian champions Club Brugge. 75. Later on match day 4, he scored Atletico's second goal against German side Borussia Dortmund as Atletico Madrid won the reverse fixture at home by a 2-0 margin following a 4-0 defeat against the same opponents earlier in the competition at the Westfalenstadion. 76. In the following game he again scored the second goal in a 2-0 win against French side Monaco, to ensure his team's qualification for the next round of the Champions League. 77. On December 15, Griezmann played his 300th league contest in the Spanish top division, a game in which he scored twice while setting up another, as Atletico Madrid won 3-2 away to Real Valladolid. 79. In the following week, he scored his 200th career goal, from the spot in a 1-0 win over Espanyol. 80. On January 26, in a league fixture at home against Getafe, he scored his 10th league goal of the season in a 2-0 win as Atletico closed the gap between league leaders Barcelona to just 2 points. 81. On February 10, he scored in a 3-1 derby defeat against Real Madrid, equaling Fernando Torres's record, which he later broke in the following week by scoring the only goal in a 1-0 win against Rayo Vallecano, to become the 5th highest goal scorer in Atletico history with 130 goals. 82. On May 14, 2019, Griezmann announced that he would be leaving Atletico Madrid after 5 seasons, after being heavily linked to Barcelona, who reportedly intended to pay the €120 million buyout clause set by the club. 83. On July 12, 2019, Barcelona announced the signing of Griezmann to a 5-year contract after activating his €120 million buyout clause. 85. Later that day, however, Atletico Madrid disputed Barcelona's deal to sign the player, stating that the fee paid falls €80 million short of his release clause, claiming that Griezmann had agreed to move to the Nou Camp before July 1, 2019. When his €200 million buyout clause was lowered to €120 million. 86. Atletico later stated they have started the procedures it considers appropriate for the defense of its legitimate rights and interests as a result of any deal, with reports in Spanish media suggesting the club planned to go to football's governing body FIFA to argue their case. 87. 88. On July 14, he was presented at the Camp Nou and was handed the number 17 shirt, and made his debut in a pre-season friendly in Japan against Chelsea. 89. On the same day, some Atletico Madrid fans defaced Griezmann's plaque outside the Wanda Metropolitano 90 as the club officially submitted a complaint to La Liga, whose president Javier Tebas later stated it is possible to block Griezmann's transfer, but also noted La Liga have yet to decide the course of action. 71. The transfer was eventually upheld. Griezmann made his competitive debut on August 16, 2019 in a 1-0 defeat to Athletic Bilbao. 91. On August 25, Griezmann scored a brace and assisted during his home debut, which ended in a 5-2 win against Real Betis. 92-93. After substituting injured Ousmane Dembele after 26 minutes of the first half, he scored his first Champions League goal for the club on November 27, 2019 in a 3-1 win against Borussia Dortmund, assisted by Lionel Messi. In their 2019-20 Supercopa de España match against Atletico Madrid, Griezmann scored his side's second goal against his former club in an eventual 2-3 defeat. 94. Griezmann became the first player of the season to score in every major competition for Barcelona when he netted a brace in the Copa del Rey against Ibiza in a narrow 2-1 win. 95. On February 25, 2020, Griezmann scored Barcelona's equalizer in their 1-1 Champions League round of 16 draw against Napoli, becoming the first Barcelona player other than Messi to score a Champions League away goal in the knockout stage since 2015-96. On November 1, 2020, Griezmann scored his first goal of the 2020-21 season in a 1-1 away draw against Alaves 97. On January 17, 2021. Griezmann scored a brace in a 3-2 loss against Athletic Bilbao in the 2021 Supercopa de España Final 98. On February 3, Griezmann scored and assisted twice as Barcelona made a comeback after being 2-0 down until the 88th minute to win 5-3 at the end of extra time against Granada in the quarter-finals of the Copa del Rey 99. In the 2021 Copa del Rey final, Griezmann scored the first goal in a 4-0 victory over Athletic Bilbao and won his first trophy with Barcelona 100-101. Barcelona. On August 31, 2021, Griezmann returned to Atletico Madrid on a one-year loan, with the option to extend the loan by a further year, and complete with a conditional permanent transfer clause worth €40 million to be activated by 2023. 102, 103, 104. He scored his first goal in his second spell at the club, in a 2-1 comeback victory away to Milan in the 2021-22 UEFA Champions League on 28 September. 105. On October 19 in a Champions League group match against Liverpool at the Wanda Metropolitano, he scored a first-half brace to level the score at 2-2, but was sent off in the 52nd minute for serious foul play on Roberto Firmino in an eventual 2-3 defeat. 106. Atletico Madrid extended the loan of Griezmann for another year. Atletico were keen to buy Griezmann, but they didn't want it to trigger the appearance-based €40 million obligatory buy clause included in the loan. As a result, Griezmann's game time was limited to 30 minutes, with him coming from the bench only after the 60-minute mark. 107. On September 7, 2022, he scored the winning goal in the 90+11th minute in the stoppage time in a 2-1 victory against Porto in the first match of the 2022-23 UEFA Champions League. 108. On October 10, 2022, Atletico Madrid reached an agreement with Barcelona over the transfer of Griezmann, who signed a contract until June 30, 2026. 109. Thank you very much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.